Everybody, we are going to do a cool line doodle that's been uploaded to Google Classroom. I'm going to be doing this in Zoom, but if for whatever reason you've missed the Zoom, this is intended to provide extra support. And maybe even if you were in the Zoom, you might want to watch this. Anyway, so here we go. All right, people, I've got my notes for reference. Hopefully this is in your sketchbook. If it's not, it needs to be. Let's see, I've got types of line. We've gone over this, line direction, line texture, thick to thin. This is really important. Line variety. So, my first instruction on the directions here is to pick a direction. I'm going to go diagonal, and I'm going to pick a wavy line. And I'm going to do this on my paper here. So, I am going ahead and I am going to choose to go vertical. Okay, could go horizontal, but I'm going to go vertical, and I'm going to start out with a diagonal line, a diagonal curved line across the page using nice technique. There I go. I'm going to follow that up. A parallel line. So now I've got a ribbon. I'm going to turn my page. Okay, I'm going to follow that up. Maybe I'll make a skinnier ribbon. Oh, I've reached there. I'm not going to go through that. That's going to be an area of overlap. Nice line there. Erase that. Now I'm kind of starting to create depth. Here I go again, turning that around. Remember, curved line and diagonal. Across the page. One more turn. I believe. One more turn. And here we go. Diagonal curved line. There I am. I'm doing pretty well. Okay. All right. I'm ready for the next step. So I went diagonal. Now I think I'm going to go horizontal, and I'm going to go zigzag for fun. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go horizontal. And now I've got those zigzags, and they are zigzagging. Okay, horizontal. And again, I turn my page. Horizontal. Boy, I got a cluster of lines in the center here. Turn my page again. And finally, one more time. Nice bold strokes. Now it's time for a pause to take a look at our piece to see if we're balanced. I've kind of got a lot of action in the center here. I'm missing some action here, and this is kind of open. So I think you know what, I'm going to do something over here with a line. I think I'll do a squiggly line over here. Okay, that kind of fills up that space a bit, looking a little bit more balanced. So the next step, I'm adding some thick and thin, right? Some of these lines are going to remain thin, and some of them are going to get thick. So I'm going to go ahead with my pencil now, and I'm going to thicken some of these lines to create some variety. It's kind of like music, people. If they always played at the same tempo, or they always played at the same loudness, never going soft, never having those dynamics in the music, it just wouldn't be as interesting to listen to. And it's the same thing with art. So I'm kind of turning my page. Makes my life easier. Alrighty. So again, adding some thickness here to this line. All right, we're back a little bit. You can see I actually kind of changed course. I was working with my pencil to start, which is great. And I decided in terms of thickening lines that I would pull out my chisel tip Sharpie here. And as you can see, what's great about a chisel tip is you can go thin here and then angle it and get a thicker line. And I just kind of felt like speeding things up. All right, so the next part of this, now that I've got this kind of dynamic layer of lines here, thick and thin and everywhere in between, is to fill some of these spaces with patterns, those Zentangle patterns. And I'm going to go back in with my pencil and I'm going to choose some of these spaces that have been created, these shapes that are created when the lines intersect. Okay, and I'm going to start filling these with patterns. And as you guys know, one of my favorite patterns is that holly bough thing that we've done. And I like turning my page. That way I can take advantage of my right-handed nature and make my lines nice and crisp. Overlapping constantly. And what I like to do is I'm going to throw a pattern. If I throw a pattern in one place, I like to throw it around. That gives my drawing balance. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put the same pattern over here into this space. And again, where the lines overlap, this is going to actually end up having quite a bit of depth to it. All right, guys, I'm back here. You can see, I'm not going to finish this whole thing right now, but you get the drift, right? So I've got these patterns going on and I'm filling these spaces. Some of the spaces I'm going to leave because I feel like that helps the piece breathe a little bit. That's my personal opinion for what I'm doing. Another thing you can do too, where things overlap, where one thing is over another, you can even see it right there. There's a shadow created when one piece goes over another. So I've taken my pencil here and I got a kind of a band of color, right? Or I say color. I'm making my mark and then I can kind of scrumble it along with my finger there, creating some depth. Same here, it's like you're looking through a window. It's almost like you're looking into a window, and where that happens, again, where things overlap, there's some shadow. And that gives this feeling of depth that makes this pretty dynamic. Now, people go, of course, crazy, and like these are the examples that I've included online here. This is another really cool example. So have fun with this. This is the kind of thing that it's a meditative kind of exercise. You can get lost in this. That's the whole point, to drop out of that left brain, do something, explore using lines as we make progress as artists. All right, I'll see you in Google Classroom, in Zoom. We're all good.